everyone and welcome back to the Lewis Pickering Football Show. On today's episode, it's another episode of Championship Preview and Review. So I'll be reviewing game week 6, which was a midweek fixture. A little bit more goals in the Championship than there has been in the last few weeks. Telling you what scores that I predicted, what the scores actually were and how many points I scored. And then I'll move on to preview game week 7. So let's get started on the review. As always, I'll do 4 games at a time, 12 games in the midweek championship schedule this week. We'll start with Bristol City at home to Middlesbrough. I said 2-1 to Bristol City. Bristol City had won both home games, but it was actually Middlesbrough. Great result for my team. George Saville with the winner in the 81st minute. Very, very poor mistake. He nicked it off the defender, put it in. And 5 unbeaten for Middlesbrough. Absolutely cracking start to the season. Especially Assombalonga and Fletcher, 2 of our main strikers, are both out injured. So we went there with one fit striker, Chuba Akpom. And we get a 1-0 win at the league leaders. So great result for Middlesbrough. Yeah, no points for me on that one. Next up we move to Coventry City v Swansea City. I said 2-1 to Swansea. It was actually 1-1. I said the little fact, every game, all 8 games Coventry have been involved in this season, it's been a draw at half time, and it was again 1-1. And I said it'll be 1-1 with Swansea to get a late winner. They just couldn't quite nick a late winner, but 1-1 in points shared at St Andrews. But yeah, that's no points for me on that one. Now we move on to Huddersfield Town v Derby County. I said 1-0 to Huddersfield. It was actually 1-0 to Huddersfield. Bakuna with the winner. Huddersfield have really kicked on. Started the season not too well, but won last week, won this week, and they want to be climbing the table. So well done to Huddersfield, and that's 2 points for me. And last but not least, we move on to the Den. Millwall v Luton. Millwall very, very strong at home. I said not many people go there and win. I said it'll be comfortable 2-0 Millwall, and it was 2-0 Millwall. I said Jed Wallace to get on the score sheet. He didn't score, but yeah, correct score again. 2-0 Millwall. And another 2 points for me, 2 correct scores out the first 4. Good start. So now we'll move on to the middle form. We'll start with Norwich City v Birmingham City at Carrow Road. Norwich hadn't won their first 2 home games. I felt like they would win, and they did win in the last minute. I said Norwich would win by 1 goal, and it was 1 goal. It was 1-0, but unfortunately I said 2-1. Vranic with the late winner. Adam Clayton getting sent off. But I watched the game. Norwich should have been 3 up at half time, so Norwich definitely deserved the win. And hopefully Norwich's home form will kick on after they got that late winner. Yeah, that's 1 point for me for a correct result. Next up we move to Forest v Rotherham. Chris Hughton's first home game. I said it would be 2-0 to Forest. I thought they'd kick on, but fair play to Rotherham. Went there and got a point. Went in front. Forest got an equaliser, and Joe Lolly missed. He went round the keeper, missed an open goal. Should have been 2-1 to Forest, and 2 wins on the bounce for Chris Hughton, but it wasn't to be. Rotherham get a point, good point away from home, and I get no points for that. Next up we move to Reading. 4 wins and a draw with their first 5 game, 2 home wins, and they played the bottom side. Well, sorry, the second bottom side, Sheff Wednesday, are obviously bottom on their minus points. They played a side without any points, 0 points. So second top v second bottom. I said it'd be 2-0 to Reading. I said it'd be comfortable, and Reading did win 1-0, but apparently it wasn't as comfortable as I thought it was going to be. But still, Wickham, doesn't matter if they're in games or out of games, they're not picking up points. 6 games without any points, and it looks like a long season. Lucas Shaw with the winner, and I think he'll get over 15 championship goals this season, and hopefully for Reading he fires them into the playoffs. But yeah, 1-0, I said 2-0, so that's just 1 point for a correct result. And last but not least of these 4, this is my proudest prediction. Cardiff v Bournemouth. I said it'd be a very tight game. I said I'm going to sit on the fence 1-1. It was 1-1, but I'm proud. I said Harry Wilson, who's gone on loan to Cardiff, midfielder, used to play for Bournemouth last season. I said he would get his first goal against his old club, and he did get his first goal, and it was a 1-1 draw. So yeah, that's another 2 points for me. That's 4 correct. That's 3 correct scores. 3 correct scores. That's the most I've had. I've only ever had 2 correct scores. So yeah, that's 3 correct scores. And Harry Wilson got his first goal. So yeah, 2 points for me on that one. On to the last 4. And now let's move on to the last 4. These 4 games were played on Wednesday night. And first of all, we move on to Loftus Road. Queen's Park Rangers v Preston. I said none of these results would surprise me. I went for 2-1 QPR, but it was actually 2-0 Preston. Another very good away performance. They won in London last time at Brentford, and now they've won at QPR. Preston, no wins at home and no goals, but 2 wins on the bounce away from home. Look like a very, very good team away from home. So you'll have to look out for that. Maybe home form not so good, away form very, very good. But yeah, good result for Preston and 2 wins away on the bounce. And now we move on to Sheffield Wednesday v Brentford on Sky. I said 2-2. It was actually 2-1 to Brentford. It was 2-1 at half time. I was hoping Sheffield could nick one in the second half for a correct score for me, but it didn't happen. Brentford held on for the win, and Ivan Toney scored yet again. Looks like he'll be the Championship top scorer this season. If not, he'll get very, very close. Hopefully, with Ben Rama gone, he can fire them to automatic like they didn't get last season. But yeah, no points for me on that one, but Brentford look like they'll definitely be up there again at the end of the season. Now we move Stoke v Barnsley. I said Stoke at home 2-1. I said it would be 2-1 to Stoke. It was actually 2-2. Barnsley went in front twice. Stoke got it back in the sixth, just after half time, and I really thought Stoke would go on a win, but then Collins got sent off in the 60th minute. And 10v11, it's always going to be hard. So I think Stoke settled for a point. 10 men come from behind twice, you settle for a point and go again next week. Yeah, that's no points for me on that one, but a good away point for Barnsley at Stoke. And last but not least, we move to Vicarage Road. Watford, the Championship's meanest defence, took on the Championship's top scorers, and I said there won't be many goals, and obviously there was 3 after 25 minutes. But yeah, I said 1-0 to Watford. It was actually 3-1 to Watford. But yeah, it's 2 goals. João Pedro and Tom Cleverley. Adam Armstrong, who's been on fire this season, missed a penalty at 3-1 for Blackburn. So if they'd have scored that, they might have went on and got something, but it wasn't to be. Another win for Watford, and it keeps them in touch at the top of the table. Yeah, that's it for my review of game week 6. Yeah, 9 points and 3 correct scores. That's my best return yet. 3 correct scores, 9 points. Really, really happy with that. Yeah, and now I'm going to move on to my preview for game week 7. So now we're going to preview game week 7. And as always, we start with the Friday night fixture. And it's a derby, a big derby for both of these fans. It's a shame the fans can't be there. Forest v Derby. Forest have unbeaten in the last 6 against Derby and won the last 3 home games. So you've got a fancy Forest. I'm going head-to-head form. 2-1 Forest, Houghton to get his first home win. Now we move on to Vicarage Road, and 2 of the teams in the playoffs this season, 2 teams who got relegated. And 2 teams who definitely will be up there towards the end of the season, hopefully for their fans, automatic promotion and back to the Premier League. Little worrying head-to-head stat for Watford. They haven't won in 6 against Bournemouth, losing 5. So they look like a bogey team. I'm going to get Watford not to get beat, but I don't think Bournemouth will either. 1-1 at Vicarage Road. That Dominic Solanke to be on the score sheet for Bournemouth. And now we move on to the Championship's top 6. 2 teams are in the Championship top 6. Little stat for you. Bristol City have got a 70% win rate against any Welsh side they've ever played in their history. Nice little stat for you there. So I'm going to go with percentages this time. Bristol City have bounced back 2-1 Naki Wells to be on the score sheet. And now we move on to the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff City unbeaten in 3 v Middlesbrough unbeaten in 5. Obviously, my club Middlesbrough, I think we got beat at Watford at home, and then we've been very, very good. We're just so hard to beat. Neil Warnock. We go back to Cardiff City, his old club, and he definitely won't want to taste defeat. I think both teams are so hard to beat. I'm just going to sit on the fence. 0-0, bit of a bar fest at the Cardiff City Stadium. And now we move on to St Andrews. It still seems weird saying St Andrews for Coventry City, but that's where they're playing the home games. And they play Blackburn Rovers. Lost at Watford. Lost at Watford in midweek. Yeah, another little stat for you. Mark Roberts, the Coventry City manager, has played Blackburn 4 times. He's never beaten them, so it's not a good sign for Coventry fans. But I'm going to back Blackburn to bounce back. Adam Armstrong to redeem himself and get the winner in a 2-1 victory for Blackburn Rovers. Remember, it will always be a draw at half time when Coventry City are playing. And now we move on to the John Smith Stadium. 2 home wins on the bounce for Huddersfield, 2 away wins on the bounce for Preston. It's a very tight game, very tight call. The last head-to-head between these 2 sides was actually 0-0. 2 wins at home, like I said, for Huddersfield on the bounce, and 2 wins away for Preston. I'm going to back 0-0 the same again. Is that 2 0-0s in the Championship prediction? Hey God. I'm not a very optimistic for goals, am I? But yeah, 0-0 at the John Smith Stadium. And now we move on to the Den, Millwall v Barnsley. Barnsley got a good point at Stoke away, but Millwall looked very, very good at home to Luton. 2-0, strong as you like, not conceding. I said it'll be a comfortable win on in midweek, and I think it'll be comfortable again. Millwall very, very strong at home. I'm going to go for 2-0 again like the other night and to consolidate their place in the playoffs. And now we move on to Loftus Road. Both two had suffered defeats in different circumstances during the week. Birmingham unlucky to not get a point at Norwich. I mean unlucky because they were in the game till the 85th minute, but then conceded. They definitely deserved to get beat. And then QPR got beat at home to Preston. They'll both be looking for a bounce back. I'm going to back them both to bounce back. Karanka specialist, the draw, 1-1 at Loftus Road. And now we move on to the top of the table leaders, Reading. What a start. 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 goal conceded. Lucas Shaw, 6 goals in all competitions. What a start for the Medeski club. I don't think it can continue. I just think they'll fall off. But yeah, not at home to Rotherham. I fancy a home win. 2-0. Lucas Shaw will get his 7th of the season. And the penultimate game of Saturday takes us to Hillsborough. Sheffield v Luton both got beat in midweek and will both be looking to bounce back. Another little stat. I'm going to start including more stats and more information in these videos. Hopefully you like it. Let us know in the comments if you like the stats. Sheffield v Luton. I'm going to back 2-1 Sheffield. Nathan Jones has played Sheffield Wednesday 3 times with different teams. He's yet to score a goal. I'm going to back them to score a goal, but I'm going to back them to lose. Sheffield 2-1 and almost on to even points. And last but not least, we move on to Stoke City v Brentford. Stoke got a point midweek. Brentford very good away performance at Sheffield Wednesday. I'm going to back Brentford again. Ivan Toney's on absolute fire. Brentford will be looking for revenge after last season playing Stoke, losing cost them a place in the Premier League. But I'm going to back Brentford 2-1 and Brentford to kick on and get towards the top of the table. So that's been it for the Lewis Pickering Football Show. I hope you've liked it. Best predictions yet. My camera's been a bit funny, but I just wanted to do a little outro before I sorted it. Best predictions yet. I'm on 9 points. Hopefully I can do it again this week. I'm going to start including more stats, more information, a bit more football knowledge. If you like that, let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll get this camera sorted for next time. This has been the Lewis Pickering Football Show. I'll catch you on the next time. Bye.